Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'd like to just give a big shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you. Everyone who has watched the videos, it just helps me out tremendously, especially now I'm just the little guy in a big pond, trying to get a little bit bigger. So if you're someone new or a returning viewer, you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I greatly appreciate it. My kids greatly appreciate it as well, because every single time I get to update them and tell them I got just even one new subscriber, they're like, wow, like so shocked. It's just funny. But thank you all very much. I really can't thank you enough. I know you're probably tired of hearing it, but yes, thank you. So that out of the way, we're gonna jump right into this video. So this Nintendo Switch 2 has been out for a little over 2 months. And I gotta say, it's full of controversy and mistakes that Nintendo has made, and just everything is going on. It seems like everyone wants to, well, not everyone, but a lot of people has gotten just negative stuff to say about it. So I'm not going to just start off with all the negatives. I'm going to start off with some of the good things. You know, I actually went through and added up how many hours I've got put on this thing so far. I've got, I think, roughly 150 hours of gameplay into it. And you know what? For my time with it, I am greatly enjoying this system. It's I'm going to sit there, go through, and tell you this: if you do not have the Nintendo Switch 2, just this little thing here, you push the button, comes out when you put it back in. I'm sorry, that little click when it just goes in, it's just, after 2 months, still so satisfying to hear. I can't explain it. It's I know it's, or maybe I'm just weird, but if you have a Nintendo Switch 2, comment down below. Do you like the little clicks that it has? I mean, I play this in handheld mode. I did not play the Switch in handheld mode. I don't know why. Maybe just because this has a bigger screen, so I can actually see everything a lot clearer than I could on the Switch 1. It just seemed like whenever I was trying to play in handheld mode for certain games, I couldn't see the detail that I really wanted. So I just played it in dock mode pretty much 95% of the time. So, but this one, I'm actually playing in handheld mode a lot more than I did with the Switch 1. And everything is still nice and tight. I don't feel, I feel like the Joy-Cons are in here a lot better than the Switch one as well. And I will say, so far, I have not experienced Joy-Con drift, which that in itself, in my opinion, is, if just correcting that one aspect makes getting the Nintendo Switch 2 almost worth it just for me. Because I hated nothing more than when you're having to be precise with something, and then all of a sudden, oh, my character's going to go off this direction, or I'm not even touching the controller. No, my character is moving off into space somewhere. And it's like, I'm sorry, that was annoying. So, and I will say this, that everything just looks so much better. And the features helping with the battery life, yeah, it's not great, but it's not bad either. I mean, I'm getting plenty of battery life out of it with whenever it is that I actually do play it in handheld mode. I can still at least get a couple of hours worth before I got to put it back on and start docking it again to get charged. And the fact that you can actually, to help with the battery life, you can change it so that it only charges up to like 90%. So you're not sitting it there on the dock. It gets to 100%, and then it sit there and still kind of getting charged and just slowly degrading the battery over time. So I'm glad that they actually fixed that. So that's some of the good stuff. Now let's get to the controversy. the biggest controversy that everyone seems to be having is they don't feel that it is a new system. They feel that it's just like a Nintendo Switch 2.0. And I can see where they're coming from. I mean, it looks basically like the Nintendo Switch. Same design, just slightly bigger. And the way the Joy-Cons are in there are different. And I mean, it's got improvements on it, but they just don't view it as a different system. Well, I view it as a new system because it seems like they just took the critiques that people had and the problems that they had for the Nintendo Switch and applied it to this new one. And it's got the better graphics, better cars, just what you're able to get on it, or get out of it, as I should say, is better than the Switch 1, which is the purpose of any new system. I mean, if you look at it from PlayStation 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, I mean, yeah, the designs of them changed, but the whole point of having the new system was to be able to make better looking games. I mean, that's what you have. So I don't know. I can see the argument for both, I guess. So I'm not going to kind of pick one or the other, I guess, because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. But that's just my opinion on it. Next thing was the fact how expensive some of the cartridges were, at least the first party cartridges. And I understand because it hits you in your pocketbook, which is very important for people, especially nowadays. And so having an $80 game seems pretty pricey. So, and maybe, yes, big maybe, down the line as things can change, maybe that price will come down. I would hope that it would go down. That's I know I'm not the only one. I mean, $60, yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable price for games, especially when you consider like the costs for everything. I mean, they have to make they're a company. They have to make money. If they aren't making money, they aren't going to be a company for very long. So, $80 seems a little bit much. I get you. I feel you there. It kind of is what it is, and I'm really hoping it's not going to be the norm. $70 is a little bit more doable. You're understandable for the added stuff that you're actually getting to the game. So, little $10 price hike, not that big a deal, I guess. But and the next thing is the biggest controversy that everyone seems to hate is the game key cards. And I've given my opinion on it, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this, as unpopular as it is. Yes, it's not physical. I love physical. You should be able to tell this by now. Better than the code and box. I know a lot of people don't see it that way, but that's just me. And the fact that a lot of the games that I want to be able to play are game key cards, which I'm not going out and buying strictly game key cards. I bought a couple because I wanted games to play for my Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, the games that they already had were great. I mean, you had Donkey Kong Bonanza. Okay, well, what do you do when you beat that? You got to have different games to be able to play. And I'm going through and working through my backlog for the Nintendo Switch 1 and playing it on the Switch 2. So it's not that bad. I'm kind of just waiting around for some actual Switch 2 on cartridge games to go. But I bought a few game key cards because it's a new system. You want games to play on your new system. So the game key cards is all I basically had to offer for the game, like for RPGs for the Nintendo Switch too. So I was kind of thinking, and if they do come out physically, full on cartridge, yeah, I'll probably purchase them physically. So I'll just have two copies. One be the game key card and then full physical. We can hope. Because there's been rumors about changing for the cartridge sizes. Nothing confirmed, just rumors. So don't get mad at me. So, and then that leads into the next kind of big controversy is the lack of games. A lot of people are wishing that there was more full-on cartridge games. And trust me, I feel you there. I too wish there was more games physically on cartridge to be able to get, especially the RPGs. In the partner showcase, all the cool games, the RPGs that I was interested in, when I looked them all up, game key cards. And it's like, why? But I mean, I can't control it as much as I wish I could. But hey, with all the influence that all the gaming community has with those surveys and expressing the dislike for the game key cards, maybe something will get done in the near future. We can always hope. There's always hope until it's dashed by them saying, "Nope, game key cards are a thing for now and forever." And I don't know if they will do that because I feel like it's really going to hurt their sales. Again, my opinion, and I know a lot of people probably share that opinion, but there's a lot of people who just don't care. So, and as far as games are concerned, this is where I really get into the mistakes. You know, the welcome tour, you should have just made that a free thing included for the Switch 2 whenever anyone buys it. I'm sorry, just make it free. Everyone can explore and figure out the things that for their brand new system that they just paid all this money for. It's like, why be greedy for something that's just basically informational? I mean, that's just my opinion on that. I mean, I know, but why? Then the next thing, Jamboree TV. That we got very poor reviews. I do not have a camera. I was not going to buy a camera just to play the one game. And I know there's probably other games and other ways to be able to use the camera. So probably down the future, I will get one. But right now, no. There's just no interest in it for me. There's nothing big that's come out where I'm like, oh, I have to get this now. Next thing, cozy by the fire, building fire. No. I mean, charge Y for something like that. People probably play it for like, I mean, not to knock anyone that actually liked the game. I'm not gonna. I'm just saying this is my opinion personally. I'm like, I have no interest to build a fire. If I want to build a fire, go to the fire pit outside and I'll have a fire there in real life and experience all the bugs and the smell of the smoke and everything there. But and the biggest one that just came out recently, Drag X Drive. I have not heard really anything good about it. People have talked about there being bare bones. There's that it's got, what is their wording? It's got potential to be a good game. And they're likening it a lot to ARMS. But a lot of people don't like the motions for this and just the repeated thing. I mean, yeah, you could have made that if you really wanted to showcase the mouse controls. Make it a free game. Add it on just specifically for the mouse controls, people to experience it. And now I'm going to say this. This has been my opinion, thoughts for the mouse controls ever since it was announced is I genuinely feel that the mouse controls would lend themselves very well to like almost like a first person shooter where so you can move it around on your screen and that's moving your target around like for games like House of the Dead. Sorry, if anyone gets that to Nintendo, hey, maybe it will become a thing. I'm just saying. And I know that there are mouse controls for some other games like Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't gotten to Hogwarts Legacy yet. I know I probably will because my wife really loved that game, so I'll probably surprise her with it. So even though she's going to be watching the video, so she's going to find out now. But that's that's what I got for y'all right now for the controversies and everything. Although, so I will say, despite all the controversy and everything, and the amount of gameplay and everything I've experienced so far, is it worth it? Yes. In my opinion, it's worth it. Just for no Joy-Con drift and that satisfying click. I'm sorry. I gotta get that in. But I hope y'all like this video. Sorry there's not much probably gameplay and stuff inside of this for this one like the others. But you know, it is what it is. Comment down below. You got the Switch 2. You're enjoying your time. Are you thinking about getting the Switch 2? Maybe you're pushed away because of some of the controversy, $80 games, lack of games, game key cards, whatever it is that's holding you back. Just like the video, subscribe again if you're someone new, and I'll see you all next time.